Okay, so maybe three more. So I may as well go ahead and get started if you guys are okay with that. Sometimes, you know how when you show up at a workshop or something on time and they wait for all the late people? That's not fair to you guys. So I would just rather get started. And here we go. And I have Carolyn to help me, so thank you. All right. So welcome. I sent out a workbook or worksheet. Did you guys get that?
Yeah.
Okay, I will put it in the chat again.
It's in the chat.
Oh, you did? Okay, thank you. Thanks. And it's a Word document, so you can just type on it if you don't want to print it out. But we're going to be doing a couple of exercises tonight. Right. Is anybody here from Canada? Okay. I was going to say, it's a holiday in Canada, so if you guys are here, it's like, I really appreciate you being here. But I didn't know it was a holiday when I scheduled this thing, so next year. All right. So welcome. I'm going to pop up my little slides here. Oops. I'm so used to being on the call instead of being the call.
Mm-hmm.
Clicking the right buttons. Okay. You guys don't want to see that? Hang on a second. There we go. Okay. Can you guys see that? Oh, can you
There we
see
go.
me?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. And there's, if you guys are familiar with Zoom, if you happen to have it on gallery mode, you can move it. Carolyn's the expert on that. You can either move it to the top or you can move it off to the side or however you want to do that.
If
Or
you go to view, you can do side by side to see the speaker and the slides at the same time.
And now that I have this, I can't see you guys. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to go through the presentation, and then if there's any questions, you can put them in the chat. I can't see the chat while we're doing this, but if you put them in the chat, I'll review them when we're done, or if you just want to make a note and wait, if there's any questions, we'll just do it at the end. So thank you for being here tonight. I got that one. Okay. This is from anxiety to authority. It's like, what's holding you back from building your business or growing your business? And so that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. And welcome. I am Valerie Holden, and I'm working with women entrepreneurs who you know what you need to be doing, but you're just not doing it. And so we're going to find out like why knowing what to do isn't the problem. What are the fears that are coming up that are stopping you from actually doing what you want to do to grow your business? What about confidence? How does that affect us? Do we need to be confident before we do something? Not necessarily, so we're going to talk about that. And by the end of the night, you're going to have one simple step that you can do starting today to start moving your business forward. And you may already have a business or you may be thinking of when you want to start, but this is all going to pertain to wherever you are in your business. This will be good for you. So grab that worksheet. I already have work for you to do. And the very first question is, what's one thing that you've been putting off? Either in your business or if you're just trying to get your business started, like if you're currently in a business, what have you been putting off? If you're planning to start a business, what have you been putting off? Go ahead and write that down. And nobody else is going to see that except you. So, just really be honest with yourself. Look deep inside and what is it that I'm not doing that I really need to be doing? What are the fears that are coming up? What's it stopping you from doing? There is a business growth gap, and that's what this little thing shows you. You know what you need to do. You've got the knowledge for what it is you're teaching or the service that you provide or the product that you have. You know all about that. But then there's that little fear that's coming up telling you I'm not good enough, or what are people going to think about me, or whatever the fear is in your mind. And so you don't do it. You just stall, and then you don't get to grow your business. You're just stuck there. So, does this sound familiar? When we're growing our business, there's a lot of things that we can be doing to get ourselves out there so people know us and we get to meet people who can become potential clients or even people that can become like partners with us as referral partners. They'll send us their referrals or maybe even people that you could work together with at some point. But these are some of the things that we need to do. Networking. If you go to a networking group for the first time, you feel exposed because you actually have to stand up in front of this group and talk about what you do. And that little monkey mind is giving us all the reasons why we don't want to do it. And then following up. Maybe you have somebody that you've talked to who's interested in working with you, but they're not quite ready yet. You know they want to work with you, and so now you need to call them. You need to send them an email. Somehow you need to follow up with them, but all of a sudden those doubts, I'm going to be salesy. They're going to think I'm too pushy. But that's the fear that comes up. And if you're not doing those follow-ups, you're going to lose them as a client. And they're not going to be able to get the benefit of whatever you can provide for them. We still hold ourselves back. Recording videos, we want to wait till we're ready. We're never really going to be ready. A few years ago, I was doing videos myself. These are when fears come up. I was doing a weekly Oracle card reading, and I would pre-record the videos. But when I started, if I made a mistake saying something dumb, I would stop and restart. And I would do the same thing 4 or 5 times because I had to be perfect. And finally, that got old. And if I made a mistake, I would just laugh and keep going because I didn't want to do the thing again. But then somebody challenged me to do a Facebook Live. And what's the difference between doing a video on my laptop and doing a Facebook Live on my laptop? Really? Nothing, really, because you just push some buttons. But I'd never done it before. And all of a sudden, that fear came up again. Oh no, I might actually have somebody watching me while I'm doing it. And this time I can't correct it if I say something dumb. And I probably spent 20 minutes. I need a drink. Oh, now I need to go to the bathroom. Or what are the dogs doing? And I did everything not to do it. And that was that fear. And you just have to work through that. But, and how about creating content? Are you doing emails that you're sending out to people? Or maybe a newsletter or something like that? Sometimes what happens is, do they even care what I'm writing? Do they think it's dumb? It doesn't matter. You just need to get it out there because the people that are going to resonate with you really appreciate what you're sending out. And the people that don't like it, that's okay. That's okay. Just forget about them. But what about speaking? Do we feel like an imposter? When we get on stage, whether it's in front of maybe a group of 3 or 4 people or in front of a group of 50 or 100, what are they going to think of us? Do I know what I'm talking about? Am I going to goof up? All those little fears are in the back of our mind. And then sales conversations. Do you downplay your value? How much, if you're telling somebody about your business and you're talking about money, how much are you charging? Are you downplaying your value by offering something at a really low rate? Or are you standing behind what you offer and charging something that's reasonable for you? You're not discounting yourself. So here is what we think we need. Which one of those sometimes comes up when you're thinking? People think they need more confidence. People think they need more training. How many certifications do you have? I have enough that I could probably wallpaper my house. I just keep taking certifications and certifications, and that was stopping me from actually starting my business. More time. We need more time. Or I need motivation. but we don't get motivation from other people. That comes from inside. And so that's where we need to start. So the real problem is not those things. It's not the confidence or the training or the motivation of the time. The confidence is, are you ready to step out? And that's a decision that you make. It's not really a feeling, it's just a conscious decision that you have to make for yourself to get out there, get out in front of people and show them what you have to offer so you can benefit them. Because you've got special skills that they need, they just don't know about you yet. So you can't avoid it. That's me. That was one of my first speaking things. And I was a police officer for 20 years before I started my business. And what was interesting was in that role, I would show up on a call and I was the authority. I got to tell people what to do. I was making decisions for people. I was giving them guidance. I was taking charge of the situation. And then if I had a question about something, sometimes I had a boss. And then I retired and I wanted to start a hypnosis business, which now is morphed into coaching. But starting the business, it's now all by myself. And you guys might be in that same category. When you're all by yourself, you don't have anybody to support you. You don't have anybody to go to ask the questions. And I noticed I had those fears coming up. I had to go out and start talking to people, but before I was given the authority. And so that was always in the back of my mind. And now the back of my mind was, oh no, it's just me. What are they going to think about me? And I actually had to start getting out there and taking little baby steps, going to a Chamber of Commerce meeting or a JC meeting or something and start giving presentations. But I had those fears when I started. And it's just working through them. You have to decide to, this is an opportunity and just take it. Get through the fear. So sometimes we think that little voice in our head is actually logical, telling us, you're not ready. You need more confidence. Or you can do it later. You don't have to do that right now. Or you still need more training. You already have 10 certificates, but you know what? One more would help. One more would make you look like an expert. But that is just fear in disguise. It sounds logical, but it's really not. And so you just have to recognize the pattern as that fear and work through it. So when you don't step out, when you let that fear take control and you avoid going to that networking meeting or making a phone call or making a video, what happens is you don't get any results because you're not doing anything. And then you've got all these missed opportunities. And so think, if you don't go to a networking meeting, how many people are you missing out on that could be potential clients or could be a referral partner for you? Or if you're not making a video and posting it on Facebook or LinkedIn or whatever your social media platform is, how many people aren't seeing you that you could be helpful? And then think about it monetarily. If you're missing one client, how much money are you missing out on based on what you charge for your program or your service? And then if you miss 10 people, how much money are you losing out on? Because you didn't go to that meeting or you didn't make that post. So it's really important. We need to not avoid things because by avoiding something, you are paying a price for that. And so this is a big myth. We need to get confident before we can start doing something. But doing this, I've learned that is just a myth. We actually need to take action first. And action doesn't have to be anything huge. It can just start with one little baby step. But what happens is when you take that little baby step, now you get the experience. And because you've done it, now you have the confidence to do it again and again and again. And then that's what gets you the results. So taking that first little baby step instead of thinking you need to be confident first. Again, fear feels so convincing because, like I mentioned before, it feels logical. It tells you, I'm not ready. I need more experience, or I have to wait till the time is right. And that's just that little voice in your head being scared. And sometimes it could be because it's just something new that you haven't done yet. So there's that fear of the unknown. Sometimes it could be based on something, an experience that you've had in the past. And so your subconscious is popping up telling you those little fears. And that's what at some point we need to figure out. Is it just because it's the unknown or is it deeper? But that's okay. We'll get to that later. So, so fear. Oh, you know what? So go to your worksheet. There's something I forgot. Go on number 2. I had that slide that said you need more confidence, you need more information, or the timing isn't right. What story have you been telling yourself of why you're not moving forward yet? I'm going to pause on this for a second. And it could be something else, because there's a lot of other reasons that pop up in our minds besides those 4. So if it is something else, go ahead and list that. So now, when you've got that fear over here in the back of your mind, and then you've got that opportunity of the networking meeting or a call that you might make. Who's going to make the decision? Are you going to let the fear make the decision for you of what you're going to do? Or are you going to look at that opportunity and make that small step to go towards that opportunity so you can start to get that momentum for yourself? And that's me again. And I had done that previous speech and some other in front of small groups, but even though I had that experience, there's still those fears that come up. Every time you go to step in front of a group, there's that fear of what are they going to think of me? Am I going to forget what I'm going to talk about in the middle of my speech? Um, if I'm making a joke, are they going to laugh? Do I look like I know what I'm talking about? Do they think I know what I'm talking about? So all those fears still come up, but you can think of them, but you still have to make that momentum to step onto that stage and show your brilliance, show what you have to offer those people. And just be yourself when you're out there, but take that little step of getting out in front of that stage, whether it's a stage like this or whether it's a stage just in front of 2 or 3 people. But that fear still comes up. You just have to step through it. And by having experience of doing these things, that doesn't eliminate that fear. Just like when I was on that stage, I still had those little fears come up. But also what happens is as you're growing your business, you're working through those fears, you're taking those steps, and you're moving along. And you start here, and then you're up to another level. Well, now there's new issues that come up with new levels. There's new problems, maybe employees or people that you're hiring to help you. And so there's all these different experiences that you haven't had before. So fears come up with that. That's okay. Again, whatever new thing comes up, whatever new fear, you just take small steps to work through it. And again, these things are going to pop up. I'm not ready. It's not right timing. But instead of saying you can't do it because of that, again, moving forward, taking those small little steps. And so here is, most people think it's confidence, then action, then results, when it's really taking the action, getting the experience, which now gives you the confidence so you can get the results. And again, just little baby steps. So again, now you have to think of, like before, is this fear or is it fact? Do you really need more training? Well, if that's the case, maybe you do, depending on what your business is. If that's the case, then go ahead and get that training so you can move on from there. But if it's just a fear showing up telling you that you need it and you really don't, then forget it. Just tell you no, just move forward. That's a fear. And take the baby step to get out there and start doing the networking and the sales calls. So on your worksheet, number 3, what's that fear that's coming up for you? And then think about that. Is it fear or is it really true? Is it a fact? Go ahead and write that down. All you need to do is have one small act of courage. Just have that courage to do that one first thing. And it could be an email, sending your first email, or making your first decision to go to a meeting. Make that phone call, do a follow-up. Whatever it is, have the courage to just do one thing. And that's going to start the momentum to get you rolling along. Because once you do one thing and you get the experience and you get the confidence, then you're going to be able to do the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And so what changes when you take action? You now have the experience. You've taken action, so you now have the experience, and then it's easier every time that you do it after that. And when you do take action, that helps give you some clarity. Now, you might have an idea of, I'm going to try this and let's see if it works. Well, now you're going to know if it does or if it doesn't. If it does, great. You can continue doing it, have that momentum. If it didn't work the way you hoped, well, now you know you can tweak it and do something else. You expect it to go this way? Well, now you're going to go this way. And you can test the next thing out. But then you can get clarity after you experience that. And as you're doing it, then that builds momentum, so it's easier to do the next thing and the next thing. And that's what gives you all the confidence to keep going. You now believe in yourself because you've done it. You did it, it worked, and you just learned all these new things. And a lot of times when you're out there doing things, you start to get reaction from others. And when others are seeing you do this and they're giving you compliments, and they're going, wow, I can't believe you're doing that, or wow, the information that you had for me was so helpful. Thank you. That actually helps too, because now you're out there and people are seeing you and you find out that you're helping them. And that helps you, it helps you feel good inside because you know you're helping people, but it helps create your business as well. And so, what is one action that you've been waiting to take? So, number 4 on your worksheet. One thing that you've been avoiding. And don't overthink it. It's like, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Go ahead and just write that down. Doesn't matter what it is. And what if you didn't need to lose that fear to move forward? The fear doesn't have to disappear first. What if you could move forward even though you had that fear? Remember, courage comes first, and then the confidence follows. So just take a little bit of courage to take that first step. And then instead of asking, are you confident? Just ask, what's the next right step? So you're going from feeling and letting your emotions control yourself to actually moving, to doing something, something tangible. So am I confident? Or what's the next step? Which one's going to move you forward in your business? What's the next right step? And so progress is more important than perfection. Just have something done. It doesn't need to be perfect because perfection is a way of procrastinating. That's letting your fear run you. I can't do it until I have this presentation perfect. I can't do it until I have my social media post looking perfect. I can't do it like me with my video. I can't do it until I have my video perfect. And then how much time did I waste where I could have posted it? So how much time are you wasting by not just getting something done and thinking it needs to be perfect? So just need your Shift your focus. You don't need a new personality. You don't have to think of yourself as, I'm stronger, I'm this or that. Just be you, but just take action. One little step. So here's a challenge for you. And number 5 on your worksheet, just take one action. What have you been avoiding doing that could help with your business? Because it felt uncomfortable, you were afraid to do it. And just write that down. And you get to do it in the next 48 hours. So this is when you're not waiting until you're ready. You're just choosing an action and then doing it. And then think once you do it, you have the confidence to do it again because you took that one tiny step. Just like your act before overthinking. You don't have to be ready to do it, just like it doesn't have to be perfect to do it. Just do something to start. So you got that written down. So what could change if you stopped waiting and started acting? Go ahead and sit back for a minute and close your eyes. And just take in a deep breath, maybe shake out your arms, loosen them up, and exhale. And just take in a deep breath again, and exhale. And one more time. And feel that oxygen just flowing through your body. Nice healing oxygen. And on your exhale, any impurities, any negative thoughts, anything you don't need is just expelled from your body and your mind. Now, think about your business or where you are right now in relation to growing your business. Think about that right now. If you're just thinking of a business that you want to start, what's happening with that right now? If you're new in the business, how many clients do you have? How much money are you making? What are you doing now in your business? And just look at that. It can be a picture in front of you that you're imagining. It could be a feeling that you have. However you want to look at your business right now. And now we're going to change that scene. Imagine the business that you dream of. You have a business, you're starting a business or growing a business because you have a dream. And what's that dream? To make more money so you can help more people. Imagine that business that you're dreaming of. How many clients are you able to serve? How much money do you have coming in? Who and what are you able to help because of your business and the money that you're creating? Imagine that business. See the clients. Again, like a screen in front of you, like a movie screen, you can see the picture up there or a feeling in your body, however you're imagining that. And see that really clearly and make it bright colors. This is your ultimate business that you dream of. And go ahead and take in another breath. And exhale. And go ahead and open your eyes. So number 6 on your worksheet, what would change in your business if you took that step? What was it that you just imagined about the business that you want to have? So what would change in your business from where you are now to where you want to be if you took that step? Yeah, your future, that future that you just dreamed of, it isn't waiting for you to get confident. It's waiting for you to take action. And so, the very last page, you have a 48-hour commitment. So, what's the action that you're going to take in the next 48 hours to move yourself forward in your business? And of course, you get to sign that and date it because that's a contract with yourself that you're actually going to do that. And I have faith in you guys. And you don't have to do this alone. That's what I did, and it's hard doing it by yourself. But when you have somebody to support you, guide you, and hold you accountable, it makes it easier and you can move along a lot faster. So also having somebody to believe in you, because when we're starting and when we have all those fears and doubts, a lot of times we don't believe in ourselves. But when you have somebody that believes in you, you can use their confidence in you to help you take action, to help you get that momentum. So let's uncover what's been holding you back. What are those fears? Whether it's, again, the fear of the unknown, or is there something else that's holding you back that's in your subconscious that pops up when you think of stepping out and doing something new? Let's figure out what that is so you can move forward. And so I want to offer everybody a complimentary conversation, 30-minute call, show up with confidence session. And during that session, we're going to figure out what is it that's holding you back? What is those fears that has stopped you from moving forward? And then we'll figure out what's the next best step for you to take. And so once I get off this screen share here, I'm going to put the link in the chat. But it's just 30 minutes and let's just chat. And I would love to help you guys with that. And this is for you if you're ready to stop waiting and you're ready to move forward. You're ready to be courageous and step out there and build confidence by taking action. So the life you want, it's built on that courageous action. So remember, what is going to make the decisions for you? The fear, or are you going to take action on the opportunity that's out there? So thank you for watching this with me. And let me get off of this. And let me put that link in the chat here. Apparently it copied twice. That's interesting. You don't have to sign up twice. Okay. Okay, Angeli, that's perfect because I was thinking of that when I was trying new level, new devil. Exactly. Yep. Okay. Does anybody have any questions? Carolyn.
So this is the first time I've heard you speak, and I thought it was really, very well put together. And I like the way you made me think about what my challenge really is.
Thank you. Thanks. Now we just have to work on that challenge. Well, if nobody has any questions, I could tap dance or we could just go early. I was talking to Carolyn earlier. It's like, I hate it when someone says an hour and we go hour and a half or 2 hours. So if you guys, so I'd rather get out early, like in school. So, yeah. Are you guys okay with leaving early?
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Well, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you guys showing up. And have a happy, I was going to say Happy New Year. Oh my goodness. Happy 4th of July. Yeah,
Yeah.
I need a weekend holiday. I'm taking Friday and Saturday off.
Mm.
Well, thanks, you guys. And some of you, I see that you're in some of my groups, so I will be seeing you in other meetings, I think. So this is nice to see you here, so I appreciate you showing up. Thanks.